In the narrow streets that knit the Kalandia refugee camp together near Ramallah, the family of 17-year-old Mustafa Shahada is still basking in his recent release from an Israeli jail. The Palestinian teen was one of those exchanged for Israeli hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. He'd been in jail for 8 months, charged but not convicted of throwing stones, weapons offenses, and laying an explosive device. When I was arrested, I wasn't afraid because I had done nothing, he says. When the charge sheet was presented, I felt differently. I felt I was not going to come home. Mustafa's mother, Nabal, says 40 Israeli soldiers broke through the door when they came looking for her son. There is no safety for our children, she says. They can come anytime, raid the house, and take your children. Palestinian prisoners groups say that Israel actually arrested more Palestinians during that week-long exchange between Israel and Hamas than it released. Israel says it's preventing attacks by Palestinian terrorism networks, including Hamas. Critics say the arrests are indiscriminate and just as likely to encourage young Palestinians to embrace armed resistance to Israel's occupation.
It's not just what's happening in the West Bank, it's everything. It's what's happening in Gaza. It's the fact that that whole part of our heart, of our soul as a nation is being decimated, and we are helpless.
That feeling lives not just in the young and not just since October 7th. This is Silwan, East Jerusalem, where residents say they've long endured Israeli pressure to leave. They come and they besiege you, says Suleiman Onizan. They give you fines, demolish your homes, and arrest your young people. He's still a rarity, believing in a two-state solution, an idea the international community is once more picking up and dusting off. But he also represents a generation that remembers at least the promise of the Oslo peace accords of the 1990s. The next generation is defined by disappointment. Margaret Evans, CBC News, in the occupied territories.